Good morning, everybody. For those of you who celebrate the new year or at least acknowledge the new year, welcome to 2017. This is Dr. Rick Wallace. I am going to stop in and hopefully drop something on you that you can take and apply to your everyday life in your quest to rise above self. And I say rise above self because I am a person who firmly believes in the idea or the concept of competing with oneself based on your potential. I tell people all the time that I am not in competition with any other man. I don't waste my time comparing myself to any other man. What I'll do is try to find men who are doing the extraordinary and the exception, and I'll try to place myself in their periphery. If it's someone that's done something that I haven't done yet, not necessarily in the same industry, but in the same mindset of accomplishment, of advancement, then I want to know what they've done, how they did it. I need to know their mindset, because what I tell people all the time and what's important to understand, you don't get what you want, you get who you are. So in order to get something that you want, that you don't have, that you've been attempting to have but can't acquire, you have to become the person who has the capacity to create that, to have that, to earn that, whatever the situation is. And I'm reminded of a story in the Bible where it talks about Jesus not being able to do many miracles in his hometown. And when you look at it and you study it in the context, and then you study it within human psychology and understand how people are, what you find is that when you study the Bible, one of the things you find is that when Jesus performed miracles, when he healed somebody, he followed it with "by your faith" or "according to your faith." In other words, it wasn't Jesus's faith in his capacity. It was the person being healed having faith. And faith in the healing process, whether it's spiritually, emotionally, psychologically, or physically, it's the same thing. It requires the faith of the person being healed. It's amazing what a person can do when they believe something. And some other time, I'm gonna share a very powerful story about my grandfather, who was my adopted father. So my father and his last years, and just to get an understanding of the power of faith. But right now, I just want to talk to you about the fact that what happened is, in his hometown, people remembered the carpenter's son. People remembered the little boy. So there wasn't this belief in what he could do in his hometown. And what'll happen is you'll find that the very people that you love the most, many other times, people that you're doing it for, you'll find that they're still judging you on what you used to be or where you're at now. You're trying to convince them of something that's to come, or something that you know you're capable of doing. You're trying to get their support. You're trying to get their affirmations, their approbation or approval. And they're consistently reminding you of where you come from, or consistently reminding you of where you're currently at. And see, the thing is, first and foremost, you're under no obligation to allow yourself to be defined by the random opinion of others. That's the first thing you need to remember. You don't define yourself by someone else's opinion of you. That reflected appraisal is highly subjective, based on who they are and where they're at and how they think. What you have to do is make up in your mind that you believe. Make up in your mind that what it is you've set your mind to do, you can do. Make it up in your mind. I'm telling you from experience. This isn't something I read in a book somewhere. This is the reality of the world. When you're going, I'm telling you that family will be the hardest ones to convince of the change that you're attempting to make, of the place that you're planning on going. I'm a person who has been there, and I still get people looking at me crazy when I start talking about some of the things I'm going to do, because again, they're judging me on where I'm at. And that's how society has conditioned the mind. You are looked at and judged. I'm not where I'm at. That's a circumstance. I am not, and I cannot be defined by where I'm at. And I refuse to allow people to define me by where I'm at. I am defined by the capacity of my design. I am defined by my potential. I am defined by my ultimate. Matter of fact, I can remember, for those of you that have followed me, I told you 2012 was by far the worst year of my life. I had hit rock bottom. I mean, it wasn't any longer. I was flat on my back. I was broken financially, emotionally, psychologically. It was times I would be afraid to go to sleep because I was afraid that I would wake up and I wouldn't know who I was, that I would have lost my mind. I was at that point. But the one thing that I had in me is that I woke up every day and I answered the bell. My only prayer to God was, don't let me die in this. Just continue to wake me up. If you wake me up, I'm going to answer the bell. I'm going to fight. I'm going to fight. I'm going to fight. I'm going to fight. I'm going to win. I'm going to win. Those affirmations. And later on, we're going to talk about the importance of affirmations, about speaking into your life, about having these positive affirmations constantly feeding your subconscious, and why they're so important to your spiritual reality. But anyway, I'm saying, just wake me up. I'm going to win. I'm going to fight. I'm going to fight. And I received a phone call, and it was important because most of the people that knew me and knew what I had already accomplished and the places that I had been in my life were looking at me like I was crazy, like, dude, you're out of there. And this one person calls me and they go, hey, look, the first thing they said that blew my mind was, when I watch you, and this is a person of faith, say, when I watch you, it prompts me and inspires me to up my faith game, because you're living life at a faith level that I've never seen before. And I was like, man, and I didn't realize the impact that my fight was having on people around me, that people were watching me. But then that person would talk to me all the time, and the reverence that this person would give me when I'm at the lowest point in my life, the reverence and the respect that this person would give me was off the chain. So one day I asked, say, why is it being where I'm at and you one of the few people knowing in detail where I'm at, why do you treat me with such reverence and respect? And that person told me, I don't see you where you're at. I see what you're becoming. I know where you're going. I'm respecting that. I'm honoring that. And that's rare, because most people see you where you're at. They see that, and that's where they're going to define you. And that's how they're judging whether or not you're going to be what you claim you're going to be. That's what they're sitting up and they're looking at. You can't allow yourself to be defined by someone else's opinion. The thing is, like I said, even in the Bible, like I said, even Jesus will sit up and at a situation where in his own hometown, there wasn't as much faith, because people still judging him on what they thought they knew and not on what he had evolved into. And that is what you've got to be willing to understand about yourself. The people you think will give you approbation, approval, will affirm you, confirm you, will provide you with the verbal and oral support and all of those things aren't the people that'll actually be. It'll be people that'll show up and see something in you that others don't see. It'll be somebody in you that will be able to sense the energy that you're emitting and know that that's the energy of a winner. It'll be people that'll come along and be able to look beyond your current moment to see where your capacity and your potential is taking you. It will be people that when you explain your vision and your dream, you do it with such vividness and such authority and such certainty that they buy into your vision and they become a part of the process and the team that will make that happen, because you don't do this on your own. You do this by creating these unbelievable collaborative relationships that are based on achievement and accomplishment with other people who have like minds, other people who are doing what you're doing or have the desire to do it. People that believe that the only limitations that you have are the ones that you set in your mind yourself. That impossible is a concept. Man, I love that quote by Muhammad Ali. I said I was going to learn it, and I'm getting there. It's a short quote, but I got so much going on. I haven't really invested, and that's my fault. But I believe it says that impossible is just a big word thrown around by small men who are who find it easier to live in the world they've been given than to explore the power they have to change it. Impossible is not a fact. It's an opinion. Impossible is not a declaration. It's a dare. Impossible is potential. Impossible is temporary. Impossible is nothing. Muhammad Ali. But if you allow impossible to set up and plant ground in your plant roots in your soil, impossible will dictate everything you do in life. What I'm telling you is when you set your mind to do something, there are things that people told me wasn't going to happen, has happened. When you look at where I've come from and what I've been able to do. And see, I don't define success simply by the number of zeros in a bank account. That's not success. See, I had that. I had the swole bank account and lived an unfulfilled life. Woke up every morning stressed out. Woke up every morning unfulfilled. Woke up every morning empty. Success is having the capacity to be able to touch lives at a magnitude that satisfies your purpose. Listen to me again. Success is having the capacity to impact the lives of others and the world around you at a level that satisfies your purpose. That's success. The money, the houses, the cars, and all these material things that we like to associate with success will come with that. But when you are living at the level of your design, functioning in your purpose, fulfilling your purpose at the level of your design, you are impacting the world around you in an exceptional, extraordinary, and phenomenal way. That's success. Now, all of the other things that come along with that are simply ancillary benefits of you living in your purpose. That's my definition of success. Being able to fill those gaps that you've been trying to fill with partying, with drinking, with sex, with likes and shares and everything else you can do to try to lift your self-esteem and lift your self-confidence by the approval and approbation of others, can only actually be filled by you living and walking in your purpose, by you doing exactly what it is you were designed to do and doing it at the level of your design. Meaning you're not half doing it. You're not walking and meandering through the maze of mediocrity. You're not living in dwarfed visions and colorless dreams. You're elevating yourself and living life at the level of your design, doing things that people who know you are writing off and saying are impossible. There's no such thing as impossible. And it's amazing how we will use those that have different faiths, and your faith sits up and talks about the fact that there's no such thing as impossible. And I know that in the world of Christianity, the Bible says it more than once, says there shall be nothing impossible with God. Then it turns around and says I can do all things. And there are these different things. The study talks about what's capable. It talks about calling those things that are not as though they were. All of these things are actual mental concepts that are part of universal laws that when you apply them, they work. But see, it works both ways. I say this all the time. I can't even tell you where I heard it first, but I say it all the time. The person who says I can and the person who says I can't are usually both right. You're writing the narrative of your story every day with your belief systems, how you think, what you pursue, what you give yourself a chance of doing through your belief system. You're writing the narrative every day. So you have to sit up and determine, I'm not paying attention. I tell people all the time, your current circumstance is not your reality. It's a circumstance. It's not who you are. It's not where you're going. It has no power to control what you will become. You do that. How you engage that moment, how you engage this circumstance. Like I tell people all the time, I am never sitting up shaking to the point to where I can't focus and believe in where I'm going. Like I told God when I was flat on my back, I'm not asking you to deliver me from this. I'm not asking you to come and fix it for me. What I'm asking you to do is just wake me up every day. I'm built for this. I'm going to get up every day. I'm going to fight. I'm going to push my way through. I'm going to make connections with the right people. I'm going to make alliances with the right people. I'm going to develop myself. I'm going to become a bit better at the things I do. I'm going to refine myself. I'm going to take step by step by step to be better each and every day until I pull myself out of this situation because I'm built for this. I've gotten to the point now to where my spirit is what I interpret every situation that I come into with my spiritual vision, not my physical sight. When I look at it with my physical sight, the rationale and the logic starts to kick in, and it starts to sit up and go, man, I don't know if you can do that. I mean, you good at this. I mean, you're a beast at that. But this right here, you ain't never did this. But this is a whole new animal. I don't even allow my physical vision to start to interpret my circumstances, my possibilities, or where I'm going. I immediately turn that over to my spiritual vision. And my spiritual vision has developed to a point where it's 2020. Why? Because I consistently feed it with positive things. I'm consistently feeding it with affirmations of you are a beast. You are. I tell myself over and over, I am capable of doing the impossible. I am capable of doing the phenomenal. There's not one thing that I will come in contact with that I cannot conquer and overcome. I'm a beast at whatever I set my mind to do. I am that adaptive. I am that good, and I'm going to accomplish it. And then I go around and I teach people that you're no different than me. You can do everything that I've done in the past, everything that I'm about to do. You can set in your mind what you're passionate about and go after it. The thing is, you've got to believe it. You got to believe against it. I believe the Bible says hope against hope. You got to hope against hope. You got to stop writing narratives. A bunch of people are setting limited beliefs within themselves by the story they tell themselves. I would be able to do this, but as soon as, I'm going to, but. You're writing that narrative. You're setting that limitation with what you're telling yourself every day. Stop telling yourself what you can't do. Start telling yourself what you can do. Start doing it over and over and over again. It's amazing how the subconscious will take it, no matter how crazy it sounds, no matter how, just out of the park it sounds, no matter how much everybody else will automatically tell you it's impossible. When you feed it to your subconscious, it will take it as truth. It will embody it, and then it will communicate it to your spirit. And it will turn it over to your spirit until your spirit starts to receive it. And your identity of your spirit is now aligned with the identity of your belief system. And now there's nothing in this world that can stop you. I tell myself every day, I'm unstoppable. And there'll be those people around me. Well, bruh, look what happened to you. You had up, but look what happened to you. And look where you're at now compared to where you used to be. I'm not even hearing you. I'm not hearing you because, see, you're still not seeing through the vision that I'm seeing through. You're not looking through the lens I'm looking through. You're not having the mindset that I have. I don't even want to talk to people who don't have my mindset because you cannot fathom where I'm at and where I'm going. You can't fathom where I'm going. You cannot sit up and look at where I'm going if you're still living in a mindset with limitations that are based on where you are right now. You are allowing your circumstance to write your narrative for you. I write my story. I write my story, and I write my story my way. And while I may be operating in this current circumstance, while I may be functioning in this current circumstance, I'm living in my destiny. In other words, because I have spiritual vision, I can see where I'm going before I get there. And that's where I live. I live in that. Why is it important to be able to live in the future in what you will become? Because when you hit those hard times, living in your destiny will remind you of why you're fighting, why you can't give up, why you can't turn around, why you must press through these difficult moments. Again, I'm not telling you something I read in a book. I'm telling you what I've lived. I'm telling you that time and time again, when people told me to be realistic, I did it. When people told me it was impossible, I did it. When people told me that I would never live past 18, I did it. When people told me I couldn't be successful because I was a renegade and I didn't conform with what people thought was successful, what people thought was classy, what people thought was professional, I did it. He who has the goal makes the rules. I don't chase approbation. I chase the goal. I chase that which is valuable to other people. And when I have it, and when I have a strong command of it, and when I can deliver it precisely, accurately, and consistently, they stop worrying about what I'm wearing. They stop worrying about my demeanor. I'm professional in the way I handle you. I'm professional in the way I communicate with you. I deliver product that's A1 every time, whether we're talking services, whether we're talking I deliver every time. That's what it's about, becoming the best you. Not competing with anyone else, competing with your design, competing with your potential, waking up every day and looking in the mirror and knowing that there's more inside of you than what you've produced so far. Go in and get it. I cannot stress enough. That's why I created the Power Team membership. I cannot stress enough the importance of surrounding yourself with like-minded people. I dare you, Google right now, Google like-minded people, and go to images and just look at some of the quotes from some of the experts on the power of being around like-minded people. I mean, being around like-minded people who have a positive attitude has the power to literally bring you out of clinical depression. Having the ability, matter of fact, by yourself, having the ability to encourage and affirm yourself on a regular basis can have a massive impact on dealing with clinical depression. I'm talking about some stuff that can literally change your mind. Now, it's a bunch of people that'll speak against it. It's a bunch of people that'll deny it. But I'm trying to get you to believe in you. That's where it starts. Nobody's going to invest in you if you won't invest in yourself. Nobody's going to believe in you if you don't believe in yourself. Nobody's going to ascribe to you an exceptionally high value if you don't value yourself. It starts with you. Believe in you. Stand on that belief. Every day, speak positive affirmation. Remember how you start your day. What you listen to, what you hear, what you speak, that first 20 minutes especially. But I have a 2.5-hour ritual that I start my day with. Why? Because that's going to determine how I'm able to engage life, because I can guarantee you some challenges are coming. Some difficult moments are coming. Some circumstances that are unfavorable are coming. How I start my day will prepare me to deal with all of those in a positive way, where I will convert negative circumstances into positive opportunities. Because I believe in me. That's it for now. I just wanted to share that with you. It's been an unbelievable ride up until this point. This is 2017. There are some great plans for me and my companies, my business, my family, and I'm excited about that. And that's what I'm working on. Also, the work I'm doing in the community, I'm expecting to achieve some great things. Matter of fact, this coming Saturday, we will be in the studio and we will be having a talk on the current state of black men in America. It's a roundtable discussion. It's going to be broadcast across a number of different media channels across the country. It's limited seating, but guarantee you on social media somewhere you'll be able to see it live streamed, and they'll have it set up to where you can send in your questions and everything, and we're going to deal with that. I'm excited about that, but that's just the beginning of what's going on. There are some things in the works that have been in the works for a while, and I've been waiting and setting things up to make sure that it's what it needs to be, but I'm excited about this. And the thing is, 2017 can be a year in which you experience your best life. You are going to determine that. Like I said, the link to my site for Visionetics, which is the concept that I created that deals with the development of a positive concept all the way through the development of a mindset that is a winner. It's all a part of that Visionetics concept from A to Z. You go to the site at www.rickwallacephd.link. The link is on this video. Check it out. You have any questions, contact me via email. Reach out to me in the comment section of any article you read, whatever, and I'll get it and I'll respond to it. We have got to take control of our own destiny. We have got to stop waiting on someone to come rescue us. We've got to stop waiting on somebody to come be our deliverer and savior. We were equipped by our designer. The Almighty equipped us to handle situations that we're in. We're built for the battles that we're facing. We would not be in the battle if we were not equipped for it. So we have to rise up and be all that we can be in and of ourselves. We have to walk the road to our destiny. There's no helicopter ride to your destiny. There's no flight to your destiny. You're going to have to walk it out, live it, and fight for it. I love you guys. As I always say, I'm going to die on E. Giving everything I have to my potential, to do everything that I was given to do here. What I haven't accomplished at the time that I leave, I'll be on the battlefield fighting for it when I go. That's it for me. I'll hopefully stop by and talk to you a little bit later. This is 2017. Let's make it be that year. Let's make it be that year. And say this with me as you go. Say it at least 3 times. I would tell you to say it 10. I expect to live my dreams. Say it again. I expect to live my dreams. I expect to live my dreams. See, God meets you at the level of your expectations. Nowhere beyond that. Whatever you're expecting out of life is what you're actually going to get. He meets you at your level of expectations. So raise your expectations for yourself. And then start pursuing what those expectations indicate. It's been nice. It's been great. Talk to you later. I'm out. Peace.